This is episode 121 of Noodle Time. Welcome back. Here with me is the mileage tracker on vacation, OSG. How's it going, sir?
Chilling. Yep, just kind of waiting for the new year before we start the mileage tracker over again. We didn't quite make it to 10,000, but we still made. I think it was 26 trips. 26 trips related to the team. I was going to say 26 trips to Houston, but Dallas counted, DC counted, even a trip to Austin counted. So 26 trips in total involving the Houston Dash and the Houston Dynamo. So. We'll see if we can beat it next year and where we go to next. Is it San Diego? We're going to go to Nashville. Could go to Minnesota. I don't know. We'll see where next year's road trip takes us.
Hey, man, that's a ton of miles. And we'll definitely talk about the schedule when we get to it. And it's been over a month since we talked about Dynamo. Of course, we did the offseason preview before Thanksgiving. And we're now 11 days away from the new year, so we got obviously the holidays coming up as well, and it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be very quiet depending how things go. This might be our last episode of 2024, but we'll see. Man.
Yeah, we don't need to tell people that. That's just letting them know, hey, don't pay attention to them for the next 11 days. They're not going to be around. Hey, and then they miss an episode, so. Just wish them happy holidays.
I like setting up surprises. I don't know. Maybe DP signing coming up. Maybe it's a hint. I don't know.
Good tease.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, it's been extremely slow before the MLS season ended, and we do have news to talk about right after things settle down after MLS Cup, which I'm not going to talk about whatsoever. But yes, let's get into it, man. We got a couple of things to talk about Dynamo related. And we finally have confirmation of the options that were picked up that were initially not when the Dynamo released their roster options. And the only player coming back for next year is Andrew Tarbell. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but when you're a goalkeeper.
It was expected. We didn't know if Houston was going to be looking for a starter to bring in out in the market, and it doesn't look like it. Tarbell's going to be the guy. And, we kind of expected it. So makes me kind of wonder why, Ben, if he was expecting this move as well, why didn't we, use Tarbell a little bit more last year? But I think he did get enough starts anyways. Clark was hurt a couple times. He did play a couple games, but I would have used him a little bit more if I knew he was going to be next year's starting keeper. So, but whatever, Tarbell, I trust him. We'll see what he can do on an everyday basis. He hasn't looked bad when he played for us. He was Austin's backup before us, so he hasn't been a starter in a long time. If he ever was a starter, I don't think, man, just maybe before professional. So I'm okay with it, man. We'll see what it brings, but we're living by Tarbell this year, just like we were living by Clark. So defense might have to step it up a little bit until Tarbell gets trusted by the fans.
Yeah, just to get more acclimated, because, like you said, he hasn't been starting consistently outside of us being in tournaments where he's been getting playing time there. So he's going to have to get adjusted to that. Of course, we do have, before the news broke out, which we'll get into later, the only goalkeeper that it's going to most likely going to start next year. And
yep, Clark was let go. Tarbell had to negotiate or whatever and decided to sign him. And then Xavier Valdez end of contract, and they decided to part ways. But we kind of knew that was coming. It didn't seem like Xavier was too happy with his path and decided he wanted to move on elsewhere. Where that's going to be, I haven't seen if he's been picked up yet. Doubt it.
I do have an update on that if I can add it. And he's actually he got picked up by a Nashville SC. So he might get a chance with still in MLS. So good luck to him. But yeah, like you said,
and who's the starter
earlier
for Nashville?
Joe Willis.
Here we go.
Houston Dynamo goalkeeper factory.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. So yeah, so we're down to one keeper now, and you do have another one that on the Dose team that could be a potential third string and just be the starting goalkeeper for Dose and get as many minutes as possible over there. And if we need him, we can call him up. But otherwise, Tarbell's going to be the guy, and good luck.
Yeah, and that was the only option that was picked up. Of course, as you mentioned, Steve Clark was not coming back, and it didn't look like he was gonna be negotiating into a new contract just based out. It sounded like coming out of Pat Onstad. I believe it was with Soccer Matters with Glenn Davis, and yeah, also no Daniel Steres and no Tate Schmidt either. And blessing as things stand is not the case yet, even though Matt Doyle mentioned at one point that they were trying to bring him back or with a new contract. But we'll see where that goes.
The contract's there. It's just, will he accept it? He's looking for more money. He's out there playing the free agency market right now. So
Yeah,
if he wants to take what Houston's offering and he doesn't like what he's getting elsewhere, or he doesn't like the team that's offering it, because you don't want to sit in the freezing weather your entire life. But he's only played for warm weather teams, I think. So he may come back. It's still a possibility, but we'll just have to be patient and wait for a minute because he has time.
yeah, and those were the options that were pending. And because of the deadline that happened, I think it was a couple weeks ago, they had to announce those. And yeah, Tarbell's the only one coming back. And moving on from that, the other news that occurred, and this is everything starting from here happened this week actually. And the one piece of news that caught a lot of people off guard was the fact that the Dynamo signed 36-year-old goalkeeper Jimmy Maurer as a free agent, coming out of none other than FC Dallas as both a keeper and front office executive.
I am okay with this. He's a backup. We knew if we weren't going to go out and look for a starter to be the starter, and Tarbell is a starter. They declared Tarbell the starter, so we were expecting the backup to come in. I'm fine with it being this 36-year-old guy, and you're not setting a commitment to him. It is a 2-year deal, but you're not setting no commitment to long term with this guy. So you can, something comes into the market, or your dose keeper ends up being something good. Bro, bring the guy up, and this guy is set up to become a coach whenever he's done playing soccer, and I think that's what he's doing. And it's
Yeah,
possible
and
he can become a goalkeeper coach for the Dynamo when he's done.
yeah, the one thing that I didn't know about this is the fact that MLS clubs can choose to designate and employ one player per year in what they call a professional development role, and
Yeah.
basically just to be involved with either the front office or whatever team is involved. So I think that's pretty nice, especially if he's able to just become like a goalkeeper coach, and even if it's possible, just to like assist with those just with the younger goalkeepers and just be practice, or just let them be involved in first team practice so he's able to coach. That's pretty cool, honestly.
It depends on what he's doing in the background.
Yeah,
I hadn't looked into detail to what he was doing with Dallas, but he could be doing a different intangible for the front office instead of just becoming a coach. So he could become a front office material. I'm not sure. I have to look into that too much, but that's what he's doing. He's going to finish off his career as a keeper and then go into the front office for some team. And right now, maybe set up that it ends up being the Dynamo, but that's 2 years away with his current contract. So that leaves the door open, and there's nothing else we can say. And Curly Bly won't get talked about for the next 2 years either.
yeah. And we'll see where we go from there. And a lot, I did see like a lot of FC Dallas fans were kind of upset about that, and
Just
Dynamo
because he
fans
went to
alike.
Houston. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're stupid. Whatever. It's the rival, whatever. Like, you're not going to complain if Jesus Ferreira was going to come over to Houston and you're like, oh, fuck, he was Dallas. Damn, man.
yeah. I
Fuck it,
mean,
I'll take him. Yeah, it's that, right? But now the players, nobody. No, I want that trash. Blah, blah, blah,
I
But
mean, all I'm gonna say is that they did not offer him a contract and they let him go, and it's a business, so
yeah,
it is what it is. And yeah, here we are now.
now he can
And
help us. And look, we
also,
play
yeah,
Dallas first.
no, yeah. Well, that's gonna be insane, and we'll get to that in just a bit.
Yeah,
And also this week, we did get we did get something that doesn't happen every offseason. It was the fact that Houston launched, or at least announced, their commemorative logo heading into the 20th season in Houston. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's pretty much just like a logo to
If you haven't seen it,
basically,
you're under a friggin' rock.
right. No, at
Because
this point you are.
if you're listening to this episode, you've definitely seen the friggin' logo. Like, come
Yeah,
on, like come on, people, y'all, man. But thank you for listening.
right. No, but yeah, like it's so cool, the fact that they're able to use this logo or crest as a way to honor the past 20 seasons in
Mm-hmm.
Houston. The sheer amount of history that's been like that just happened over the last 20 years. Honestly, it's just been insane. Like even the highs and the lows, and where we are right now.
It'll be
It's
it,
something to think about.
and we get the home jersey this year, which will be
Yep.
the new orange with that logo, that new logo on the chest on the as your crest right here, and then it's gonna incorporate white again, which was the original, and then it's hinting that there's gonna be some Space City blue in there, so
Yep.
expect maybe a stripe or right here to be blue or something. I don't know. We'll see if there is any blue and how much there is in it, because everybody loves that color as well. And the Dash are lucky they
Yeah.
get to use it, and it looks nice on them.
Yeah, the color, I feel like it's just gonna be like a one-time thing for this year since they're celebrating 20 seasons. But I do agree that the way all the elements that are incorporated in this logo, it just looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the way it's gonna look for the new jersey, probably getting launched probably next month or the month after, February maybe. We'll
Mm-hmm.
see it, but it's probably gonna get leaked sooner, and we'll report it as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think it was like the beginning of February last year when we got the jersey, and you were lucky. If you got the leak, but like at the end of January, so you knew what you were getting. But the damn thing wouldn't go on sale until like 2 weeks before the season, and everybody's pushing to hurry up and get their new jerseys and all that good stuff. But,
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. I'll be ready, and I'll be getting one as well. It's time for a new orange one for me, because I didn't get the this 2 year version that we're using right now. I had the one before that, and I went with the Bayou Black and the purple the next 2 years. So this will be an orange this year. So looking forward to it, especially with that logo.
yeah. I collect them all, so I'm looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, of course, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how that jersey looks, and when the time comes. But yeah, this week as well, this happened, and this never happened before in MLS. And it was the fact that the league actually published the amount of GAM all the teams have right now, and it's insane because we do have a 2 million, over $2,063,000 in general allocation money for the off season, and it happens to be the lowest amount in the league for a good reason. But something to actually congratulate MLS for just being transparent.
So
Obviously, last season they've been able to be more transparent when it comes to being in the trade mechanics and all that. But what do you think, OSG?
So 2 million is the lowest in the league. There's someone that's got like 6.7. I think it's Atlanta, or 5.8 or whatever, the highest in the league. But how do you read that as being lowest in the league before I say anything else?
For me, I don't think it's as concerning just based on the fact how we are as a team right now. That we're not. I feel like obviously our roster is fairly full, and we haven't been toying a lot with GAM. So I don't think it's as concerning. But yeah,
All right. Well, and so 2 million. GAM is used not to buy players, but to buy down players, buy down
yeah,
transfer fees. So $2 million in GAM is what we use to buy down Eric Shevchenko and Sviatchenko and Coco to keep them from being in DP status. So that's what
right,
the GAM is used for. So at the same time, having the lowest means we're using our GAM at the same time. But also, we have the permanent trade for the international slot with New York Red Bulls. That costs us money every year because every year you have to go out and spend 275 of that GAM, particularly to go get another international spot that you need for that season, because you don't have everybody starts with 8 and you start with 7. So kind of sucks, except for New York. I think New York starts with 9. So luckily them, and it'd be nice if the league could just Red Bulls stay with how they stay, but give us our 8th back because the league shouldn't even approve that trade to begin with, which was
and
retarded.
the fact that we can no longer trade DP spots, and obviously that trade happened 14 years ago, 15 years ago, and a ridiculous amount of time. And over that period of time, they made it illegal to the point that teams that can no longer do that. And the fact that they haven't been able to accommodate the Dynamo or just reinstate the DP spot and take it away from the Red Bulls, it's just like, okay, why? What is it legal? Is it still legal? Like, do we still suffer from something that happened that
the
not long ago?
international spot, not DP spot.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, international spot. Sorry, but
yeah.
still, it's like, come on,
yeah,
it's been forever.
They got to give it back to us, man. It's just like no joke, man. Got you.
But yeah, that was the GAM that was announced.
So yeah, we're just using it. We're stuck with that trade where we have to spend money every year, so that automatically decreases how much we're going to have to start with. And then, we've been keeping players under the DP status so that we can use the DP status correctly, even though, Sebas is one of those that's taken up one of our DPs. So not correctly, but we'll have to move.
And we'll move 100% into our 20th season with less GAM than a lot of teams and a new schedule, because the schedule for 2025 just dropped this week. And man, it's packed. Yeah, we got the season starting on February 22nd with a Texas Derby against FC Dallas. Talk to me about that.
Dude, that's gonna be fun. I mean, just start the season off like that. That's incredible, bro. Like, damn. And it should the weather should be good the end of February in Houston, so it should be comfortable enough to where just put a coat on or whatever and get your butt to the stadium, which means should have a good crowd out there. There's gonna be some tailgates going on already that are getting planned. Among some other things, but what a way to start off the season, man, is FC friggin' Dallas, your rival, and a home game. So, we're kind of, thinking Pat's not making moves this season, this winter, and he's going to wait till the summer to really make some kind of move or splash or whatever. So you're thinking this season's going to start off slow next season. Well, according to this schedule, you can't start off slow. You're going to have a bad record because you're playing some good teams. So start it off right at home and get a good push to start the season off with a good win at home in front of your crowd against a rival. I love it.
It's like it's a perfect opening, and I expect a big crowd for this one.
2 days after the U.S. women's national team plays on our same turf.
Yeah, that would start me insane.
So there could be some leftover people from those games, because it's Japan, Australia, and Colombia all here as well. So there could be some people coming to watch this Dynamo game versus Dallas as well, and get a shot to grab some people to become some fans. So it's time to show up and show out.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to mention, because just the timing of it is just incredible, and it's gonna be an insane week of soccer for everyone in Houston, and everyone that's able to travel.
February 22nd.
And the other thing from from the calendar that we got, there's a lot of games in there. But OSG, tell me what happens the week after that.
Inter Messi comes into town for game number 2. The schedule is out. The Dynamo has not said anything about the schedule besides just hyping it up. So, no, you can't ask the question, is it going to be at NRG or is it going to be at Shell? We don't know what the team's going to do right now, and we don't know what they expect to do. They expect to have a big crowd, so it may get moved, but some teams did not move. They just sold out their stadium and raised their prices and dealt with it. And then you didn't go try to sell 15 more thousand seats in a football stadium or 20,000 more seats than what you would have had. I don't know. So it's up in the air. We'll see what they'll decide to do at one point. I mean, they're selling tickets for Shell Stadium right now. So maybe they just have already declared it and they just don't need to tell you, hey, the game's at Shell.
Yeah.
So look at the schedule. But this is going to be interesting. Back to back. Dallas and Miami to start the season at home, bro. That's crazy. And I'm kind of happy get Miami right off at the bat instead of in the middle of the season when they're running hot or whatever. They're going to be playing CCC, so they're already going to be prepared and playing already. But that means they're also going to have some legs tired probably because they're playing Wednesday games already, and we're just playing our second game of the season after a good preseason, so we could have an edge. So bring on Messi at home. Miami fans, don't even dare try to come near the supporter section. Stadium staff will be ready that game anyways, and so will the supporters from the top. So be ready. Don't come into our section. Don't try to buy section. Read your freaking tickets before you buy them, you idiots.
Yeah, and not just Miami fans, but really just normies that don't really come out to Dynamo games, that only come in when the star plays against the Dynamo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy the cheap ticket and then try to get into the game. Nope, it won't work that way.
Well, there's not going to be any cheap tickets here.
No, nope, that's true too. I should look and see. I don't have to look because I'm a season ticket holder. Sorry to get, but I should have looked just to see what the ticket for in the supporter section is right now for that game. It's nuts. But man, yeah, that's Miami week 2, week 3.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? At Columbus.
The first road game of the year. Yeah.
First 3 games of the season, just knock it out the friggin' park, bro. Knock it out the park. That is a crazy schedule to start it off, and I'm excited for it. Bring it on.
Oh, this season's gonna be wild, man.
Yeah,
and of course, the one thing that I want to highlight is the fact that we no longer play Austin 3 games every year, as it's supposed to be.
Yep, that's good.
And it's bad for us because we no longer get the extra game in Austin, so we only get one roadway game and one home game.
Good, this is a good way to do it. Two games, one away, one home. Yeah, bro, it's over $312 a ticket right now for the Miami game, and supporter section's not even being sold. So they've already got supporter section on lockdown, and you'll probably have to buy a ticket for that game through the supporters if you want, through the supporter groups if you want a ticket in the supporter section. So get yourself a seat and pay your friggin' ticket. Good luck. Buy one now, try to sell it for more, and then go back and get another one if you dare.
And pray that Messi doesn't miss this game for injury.
Scared of Dorsey.
Scared of Dorsey. Yeah, scared of Dorsey.
Yeah.
Well, season starts on February 22nd. Decision day is at Sporting KC on August the 18th. October the 18th.
Yeah, October 18th. Going back to April, man, we play the LAs back to back. You got home at LAFC and then at LA Galaxy on back to back April 5th and April 12th. So that's something that I highlighted when I was looking at the schedule. That's tough right there, bro. And that's game 7 and 8. So we already talked about 1, 2, 3. There's 7 and 8. You have Portland and Seattle before that as well.
We're going to Cascadia literally that weekend.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, that's nuts. So right there, that double. You mentioned Austin. We play Austin in game number 10 at home on April 26th. And then week 26, we play August 9th. We play at Austin. So a little bit of a separation there. Obviously, we play week 1 against Dallas here. And then week 14, we go to Dallas on May 17th. That also, for those of you who don't ride the bus and go with the supporter group and you're going up to Dallas, and think about this, the Rangers and the Astros are playing each other that weekend as well. So
right.
You can make a big splash, a Friday night baseball, Saturday night soccer or Saturday night soccer, and then go watch Sunday day baseball, and then go back home. But you could do a twofer. Hey, so I'm putting that in your minds for you right there. But that's week 14, May 17th again. And then I wanted to notate, bro, at LAFC is May 3rd. That's my birthday. So I'm like, man,
Hell yeah, man.
I'm looking to see what our plans are with the supporter group for traveling, and kind of what my situation is, and I might just go out there myself and just have me a good little time in LA for just for one game, and enjoy my birthday that way. Also highlighting week 16, or I'm going to call them weeks, but it's game number 16. May 28th, also, we get to play at Yankee Stadium. Woohoo! Against
Oh
NYC.
yeah, I didn't put that in my notes, but man, baseball, soccer.
Yeah, it's going to look stupid, but
It's
whatever.
gonna be gross.
Yeah, so let's just make sure we get the ugly win. And no pun intended. No, I'm just kidding. But that was something, a little highlight. Also, San Diego's a new team coming in this year. We get to play them in game 21 and game 33. As you know, game 33 is the game before decision day, and that's on 10/14. You said shit. Damn, dude.
10-4.
10.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, 10-4. All right, so we do get a bye again before decision day this year, like we
Yeah.
did last year. But yeah, so San Diego, July 5th. Oh, yeah. So
Yep.
July 4th weekend at San Diego. So, guys, that's going to be the most expensive ticket to buy. San Diego's an expansion team. You're going to be sold out, and then you're going to fly on July 4th. Good luck. You will not see me in San Diego that weekend. So, you see votes going out there. Where do you want to go this year? Make sure you vote for where you are going to go, and not where you would want to go. So think about it. It says July 5th for San Diego. So don't vote for San Diego unless you're going to pay the $1 million. And if you are, then take me with you and pay my way. But boom,
Right.
yeah. And
That
then
that easy.
yeah, for real. Like, that's crazy, man. So take San Diego out the books, which I'm glad, because that was an expensive game ticket to begin with. But now it's July 4 weekend. So, and then as you notated, decision day against SKC, October 18th, the final game. I don't expect SKC to be in contention. So hopefully by then we've got our spot secured, and we're not having to finish the season off on decision day against a friggin' rival to where it becomes something particular, So hopefully we're in the top 4 by then, and not trying to work our way to the 4, or we lose and we fall into the 5 through 9 or whatever. But hey, rivalry to end the season, and it could be something important. That's why they called it decision day. So I'm very intrigued and like that game, and it's at SKC. I've been to SKC twice now, and I might have to make a third trip because it's close, which means it's a cheap trip, and it's a cool little place to go. And there's a casino right next door, so get to go have fun and play some poker, watch a game, enjoy, and like I said, the people are okay there. But that was my highlights from the schedule, man. What stands out to you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, because I did mention the fact that we're only playing 2 games against FC Dallas and Austin this year, and the one thing that I didn't know about that you also mentioned was the fact that we're playing at a baseball stadium against New York City FC
Nuts, right?
in May. And I guess the last one, yeah, because I already mentioned the fact that we're also spending the pretty much 2 weeks in the Pacific Northwest, with visit Seattle and Portland, and
And
yeah, man,
Salt Lake, and well, actually, Salt Lake's at home. You're right. Sorry.
no, you're good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it for now, because and we also mentioned the San Diego trips. Yeah, those were my highlights too. So it's a big schedule though. It's insane.
Yeah, 34 games. It's interesting. You're only playing people twice now. It's on the west side, so that's cool. Notate Miami is a Sunday game at 6:00. So with all that, I'm just going to go ahead and take freaking Monday off and chillax. And enjoy that game in Houston and spend the night as I'm rolling through. So it's like Dallas, Miami, Columbus, RSL, Seattle, Portland, LAFC, LA Galaxy, Colorado, who just made the playoffs. So our first 9 games are against playoff teams, and then we play Austin in week 10, who is not a playoff team, just to mark that off. Then we go back to LAFC, Seattle, Minnesota. It's 3 more playoff teams before we get into Dallas and San Jose. So, woo, man, what a way to start off the friggin' season. They're now incorporating League's Cup during the season and not taking a month off, which means League Cups will probably be like on Wednesdays or whatever.
Yeah.
Which means how much are we going to participate in it and use we'll use our bench and probably bring some dose players up or something, or we'll use some the first team starters that can go 90 minutes on a Wednesday and a Saturday. I don't know what Ben's going to do. That'll be something we'll just have to wait and see. Rolling through the schedule again. I forgot what I was looking for. You do have quite a few Wednesday games in there. Let me do a head count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four. Yeah, four. Oh, okay, that's cool. Only 4 Wednesday games. There's a home, there's an away, and there's a home. So 2 and 2. And of course,
Yeah.
it's. How do we always end up with Minnesota on a friggin' Wednesday? And it's both places, here and there, both on a friggin' Wednesday. That's nuts. But
MLS just loves to do that to us.
it seems like we play them every year. Philly comes here this time. Hopefully, we can beat them 6-0. I'm interested for Montreal to come here just because our friends that we have on the podcast from Montreal. Uh, I hope they're able to make that trip. I'm going to send them a message and encourage them to come down to Houston. They may not want to leave the weather. It is June 16th, so they might want
It's
to
hell.
stay comfortable up there, please. Nashville, 3 games from the end of the season. So what is that, week 30, 31? Or, week 32, sorry, week 32. So home away at Nashville, home at San Diego, and then away at Kansas City to finish off the season, which is kind of nuts. And then also a home game. This one's going to be kind of cool because it's different. And I hope the Dash play at home the next day. But against LA Galaxy on July 25th at 7:30 will take place on a Friday night. So you have a couple Sundays, August 17th at Vancouver at 8 o'clock for some reason. That's a late Sunday night game. But to notate, Fox, Andres, the Friday night game against the LA Galaxy on July 25th, man. It's kind of interesting, huh?
100%. It's insane. And you also pointed the Dash. The one thing I'm looking forward to the most is just doubleheader weekends where we get to see Dash and Dynamo on the same weekend in Houston.
Yeah.
That'll be cool to have a couple games like that.
Have a busy weekend and just enjoy it. And I'm also hoping that NWSL doesn't do this, but I'm hoping that a couple of games line up, or at least a game lines up, to where I have the opportunity to travel and watch the Dynamo play and the Dash play on the road at the same weekend. So we'll be looking forward to that once the NWSL schedule comes out. That's still a freaking couple of months away for some reason. So they're going to make us wait.
Yeah, planning for you.
Yeah, no planning, which sucks, man. But man, where's a place that when you're looking at that schedule, and you obviously haven't looked into the detail that I'm going to ask this question, but if your schedule aligned, where's an intriguing travel trip and away day for you that looks, interesting and would be fun to take? Also, depending on the city it's in, but against a good team or a decent team, and the city. Anything shoot out to you like, man, if I'm going away this year, this is the one I kind of want to do?
Yeah, the first one definitely it will definitely be Pacific Northwest in between Seattle and Portland.
Mm-hmm.
2 places I haven't been yet, and obviously 2 teams that have had a lot of history between those teams, and just as a city to visit at some point. Those sound like pretty good, cool destinations to visit at some point. And the other one, of course, New York City FC. If you're able to make it to Yankee Stadium or just visit Manhattan, like up top too, like it's pretty cool too. If you haven't been there yet, and
you can fly to New Jersey and taxi across to New York to make it a little bit cheaper than flying into New York itself. But I'm not sure.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So that's an interesting trip that I would always be looking at every year too, and see if that's possible.
Yeah, and you also kind of mentioned it. If you can't afford San Diego, go for it. But I don't feel like it's gonna be ideal in their expansion season.
So.
Yeah.
Not at all, man. It'd be like if I could find a cheap plane ticket There's no way though, because it's July 4th weekend, so there's not going to be a cheap plane ticket. So there's no way of me getting there. So forget it, because you could cover the game, so you don't have to worry about getting into the stadium. It's just paying for everything to get your ass there. Like,
Yeah.
oh, bro, and then hotels are going to be frigging out the friggin' no thanks.
Yeah, and the last two cities I've ever wanted to visit for a long time is just like Vancouver and Kansas City. SKC I haven't seen a game there yet, and I'd like to at some point. And Vancouver, I just want to visit that city too.
Well, keep it on your mind for week 34 then, and let's see. Even if it's a meaningless game, let's see if let's keep that in mind and try to make that trip. It's a quick 2 hour, 3 hour trip, and then it is a 35-minute drive from the airport to
Oof.
where they play, but it's only one Uber ride there and one Uber ride to the airport. And the shopping's right there. The hotel's literally right across the street from the stadium, so I could throw a paper plane to the stadium from our hotel room, and then the casino is half a mile away. So I would always just walk to the casino. It's a nice little walk, but it was right there, bro. So I would just go and play games and have fun and chill. Everything was right there, so I didn't have to use Uber or anything like that. It's cheap and it's right there. And then there's a racetrack right there too. So if it's racing season, there might be a race going on. So more things to see, but yeah, so it's fun. It's SKC's fun, so we'll have to check it out.
No, I have to at some point. And yeah, man, that's a packed schedule right there.
Yeah. Looking forward to it, man. I'm interested. So we'll just see what Pat can do to add to this roster here in this for the next couple months, and then when the preseason ends and we played our games in Mexico, we're gonna guess, and we can start predicting what we think this season's going to look like and what we think we need to do to make some to get a start going, because we got some players coming back, but not till the summer. So what are we going to do
Yeah.
till then? Who's going to be Achiache's replacement? Who's going to play his position? Is it going to be Coco? Is it going to be a new guy coming from outside? What's going to happen? Bossie's obviously going to keep his position, and they're looking to find in a roaming 10 that plays more on the right. So it's interesting and intriguing. If you're finding that looking for that roaming 10, then Coco drops. If you bring in the guy from Mexico, from Tijuana, and you're keeping Coco where he's at, then what's the roaming 10 guy? I don't know. I don't understand who's losing their position. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. They're very quiet. It's Christian Rivera, by the way, from Tijuana. It's I don't know what they're going to do, man. So I like how Pat's quiet and doesn't tell people nothing, because he runs people, he drives people crazy, and it's fun. Sometimes it's not fun to watch though when you're reading it all, but hey, he doesn't tell nobody nothing, and he leads you in two different directions all the time, because he'll give you an interview on Glenn Davis, and the next night he'll give you an interview with Bio City or somebody, and his answers are different. They're a little different, like, bro.
His cards are always against his chest, but
Yeah.
I know the answer to the offseason, and the answer is Diogo Gonzalez.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It's
I don't know.
his time, man. It's his time.
I'm with it. I'm with the Diego. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him with some MLS minutes and see how he translates out there. It'd be interesting, man. And that'd be cool. So let's see. Let's see. But he's got to get some minutes first. So,
Of course.
show off at practice, man. Show off at practice, Diego. Hey,
League's Cup is literally his tournament.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. So yeah. Let's see. You're gonna get some players are gonna get some time this year, so it'll be fun. But yeah, man, that was that. Like you said, that was a schedule. I'm intrigued. I'm ready to go. I'm already contemplating where I want to travel to and here I can travel to. But I got to wait and see the Dash schedule as well at the same time to make some other decisions. So, man, let's get it going.
No, and we'll work our way there too, and we'll wait for that schedule to drop, which is gonna be whenever MWSL decide to. So
Absolutely, they don't tell you when. They just wait as long as they can.
Yep. Yeah, and the last piece of news to talk about, and it happened today, was the 2025 MLS SuperDraft. And this was kind of strange because this one didn't get streamed, and that event was live streamed for like the past several years, and it's not anymore. And it was just like they just gave us like a timeline in the MLS website with like the Excel chart.
And it doesn't refresh on its own.
Yeah, you have to refresh it manually, so it's kind of like, okay,
Yeah,
that's fancy.
yeah, bullshit, bro. So like it was, and it was the super draft, whatever.
Yeah, Houston don't have a history of success in the MLS SuperDrafts, but we do
Bartlow,
have like consistent history. But Ethan Bartlett's like an outlier, but because he's pretty good.
Thor.
Right.
Sorry, that was a troll.
Whatever.
That was a troll. Have you seen that?
Inchada's gonna go for you now.
Yeah, I know. Chipito, let him know what I said. There's a new Thor at Duke as well, and I forget his name, but he's got a different last name and a different, obviously a different first name too. But he plays for Iceland, and he's Icelandic, and he went to Duke, and he looks kind of like Thor a little bit. So I guess all Icelanders just look the same.
Right. No, yeah. For this draft, Houston only had 2 picks. Overall picks 18 and 48, and we only drafted 1 player because the 18th
What did we do with the 18th pick?
Yeah. We traded to New England Revolution for $75,000 in GAM, so more GAM for us.
Hey, well, I mean, obviously we need the GAM, right?
Yeah.
Because going back to the GAM, I think the you start with 2.75 every season. So obviously, we below that march, that threshold already. So it kind of sucks. So we'll take the 75 GAM. It helps. It's useful. We obviously didn't have anybody that was there when I was watching the draft. I thought it was set up for us to make this pick and it be the top rated goalkeeper in college get drafted by the Houston Dynamo, because the first 17 picks, the keeper was not picked. We trade the pick to New England and they draft the keeper.
The keeper, yeah.
And I'm like, that was supposed to be us. So also tells me that Dynamo either have a plan with the goalkeeper or things have already lined up with the goalkeeper side on Dose and whatever their plan is to continue with, I guess third string will be the Dose guy. So I guess we're set in stone and we're good. And we didn't need to make that move and take that risk on a keeper at that level, or they're just happy with it. So I was kind of surprised they traded it whenever I saw the goalkeeper was sitting right there.
Yeah. But I'm also okay with just giving chance to the academy goalkeepers for those.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
and that's probably the plan, right?
Yeah. I'd rather just have that as a third string, just in case. And just because of the approach after signing Jimmy Maurer, I feel like he's like a good second choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll be fine if he has to play, And what do you do with that third string? Which one is it going to be at Dose? Who's left at Dose? That's the question too. Who's left in the academy? Since it's hard to follow the academy and their rosters and who those players are. So somehow we'll figure out how we can get more information as we go deeper into the media outlet. See if we can get more academy outlets information fed to us, and I'll work on that. There's a couple of networks we can do to figure that out. But just that's cool, little intriguing news. But yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and Houston traded their 18th pick, and Houston ended up keeping their 48th pick, the 48th overall pick, and they used the selection to get defender Bo Cummins from Wake Forest University, a fullback. So it's awesome.
Is he a fullback or a center back? Because I didn't do a lot of research, so I was like, I did no research. I just read the bio that the Dynamo put, and it doesn't say. It just says defender.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, that makes a difference if he's an outside defender or an inside defender, because that tells you he's a different type of player as well.
Yeah, I read the release. It didn't say. It only said defender, but I did a search everywhere else, and I believe he's a fullback just based on the information I got.
Okay, well that's good. So he'll play for Dose and hopefully build some trust. He is the 48th best player in college, whatever. So, he's not the immediate backup for Dorsey, but they picked him. They like him. He is a good player. He does have a winning mentality. He has won before. He's been on good teams. Won 2 conference titles, back-to-back conference titles at 2 different conferences as well for Wake Forest. So he's playing on a team that wins, and he knows how to win. So he's got that mentality. And they're looking for personality. So hopefully, obviously, he has that personality. It looks like he talked to Ben Olsen already. So that's cool that Ben actually reached out to him, because the kid may never see a minute on the field for the Dynamo, but Ben reached out and said, "Congratulations, bro! Get your ass here and let's get on the field. Can you
Good. Yeah.
can you defend? You're a defender."
I thought it was a cool video for the Dynamo to post,
Yeah, absolutely.
and we like I kind of talked a little bit how like the super draft is not as important, but of course for players like Bo, it's extremely important because it is the start of the professional career.
Mm-hmm.
So those type of moments, it's just amazing for the player and the coach and the team that is trying to get involved more often. So it's amazing, those type of moments.
Absolutely, they're not a kid no more. And speaking of super draft, I hope the Dash take note, and since there is not one, and you can go sign players, but Lexi Missimo at University of Texas, man, is a cam.
It's
Is a
right there.
It is
It's
so
right
right
there.
there.
It's
And,
right there.
yeah, and Glenn Davis even tagged her when he said that the other day in a tweet, and like, so she has to see it. So come on, girl, make the Dash sign you. And Jessica O'Neill, Eric Ustuk, sign
Eric
her
Jusper, yes. Yeah.
now. Sign her now. Sign her now.
Angela, sign her.
She's your
After
Angela,
your suspension.
and no, Angela don't do shit. You got 11 days left. So Eric, sign her now. We're not
Yeah.
waiting 11 days. Go get her before someone slides in and gets her. She's a cam. She can score. She takes corner kicks. She takes free kicks. She knows how to. She gets as many assists as she does goals. Man, come on, bro. And she conserves her energy during the game, so where she can use it to the end. And I love watching her play. Obviously, I go down to UT and watch Texas play, so little bias here, but she is a super friggin' star.
It's right there. That's all I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say.
Yep.
And I'm ready for this appointment just based on the dash I've been doing. But I mean, there's a first time for everything, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll just start we'll get off this recording later, and I'm gonna make a tweet, and I'm gonna tag Lexi, and I'm gonna tag as much Dash as I can, and and see if we can start the market for it. And I'm gonna tag Bio City, Republic, anybody and everybody. I'm gonna be, Glenn is so right. Let's do this. Come on,
Yeah.
Dash. I'll write up the contract for you right now, and it's just gonna
Right.
say sign her, signed by the dotted line.
Right. Or just like a piece of napkin.
Yeah, whatever. Napkin, fucking shit.
Yeah. No, but that's gonna do it for this one, man. And even though we've only said we'll have a couple things to talk about, we still managed to get over 40 minutes. So
See,
it's never the off season at Foxtrot Media.
never. Things keep going. So hey, but I like this. It built up. Here we are on a Thursday night recording, not a Sunday night typically that we do. So you're going to get a little difference. And I do want to kind of honorable mention BioCity just released their interview with Pat Onstad. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it just to hear for yourself what he has to say there, because it is a little bit different from the Glenn Davis interview, and there are a couple questions asked that Glenn did not ask. So go listen to it for yourself. You know where to find BioCity, I'm sure. If not, hit us up on Twitter or Instagram, and we'll tell you.
Yeah, man. As always, our handles on Twitter or X at Dynamic Foxtrot, at Noodle Tiempo, or we'll keep you guys updated all off season long. And man, on YouTube and Ghost TV, subscribe so you can get all the episodes in video form and audio form. Pretty much everywhere else you listen to your podcast, just search Noodle Time or Houston Dynamo or Houston Dash. You're gonna see us pop out immediately. So make sure to subscribe as soon as you see us. Or if you haven't subscribed yet, shame on you.
Yeah, for real. And my personal Twitter handle, Old Soccer Guy, that's where you'll get my personal takes, is on my own handle. You're not going to get my personal takes on Noodle Tempio account. That's just kind of an entity account. So
yeah, the Texas soccer takes too.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, man. Well, yeah. So having fun, and you get to follow me around when I go to all these freaking games and everywhere. So follow Old Soccer Guy and find me a sponsor to pay for my gas.
100%. Yeah, just let's get the Shell Energy phone number and see if they give us gas.
Yeah, man. I'll carry a flag or something from Austin to Houston back and forth with somebody's business on it. So people have to call. I'll put the magnets on the side of the car, so people look at that like, oh,
Wrap your car with a logo.
I'm
Like
not going to
how like
wrap my
some
car,
like
sir. Sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. That means I have to keep it like that all year. So I do like my car the way it is.
yeah.
Nice little blue Honda Accord Sport. Let's keep it blue. But like I said, the magnet so they can come off. So I like, I'll use them when I'm driving around the city of Houston. I'll use them back and forth. But when I'm going to work, I work a mile away, so magnets are coming off.
No, but yeah, guys, we're gonna keep you guys updated all off season long, and I just hope for some news over the next couple of weeks. I feel like it might just be slow because of the holidays, but we never know.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll be there once there's enough news to build up. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, guys, and as always, thank you so much for tuning in and stay real, y'all.
H's up.